Welcome once again, this is Edward aka Life Hiker, and I am with the Cormac, the Arc'teryx Cormac Hoody. This is a sun hoodie, which actually has a UPF of 50 plus. So what that really allows you to do is really block out those harmful rays and really have confidence as you step out into a really sunny hike or climbing adventure. Now, what do I personally love about the Cormac? I personally love the ability to step out into an adventure knowing I'm not going to get burned and have a fabric over my skin which allows for wicking. And I think that's one of the major strengths of this hoodie, is the ability to allow moisture to evaporate, meanwhile also protecting your skin from those rays. So it has that dual action that a lot of sun hoodies haven't quite mastered that technology. So the fact that Arc'teryx is allowing you to achieve really the maximum of both is really great. Now, one little minor downside is that occasionally this hoodie does feel slightly warm. Now, it is quite a durable hoodie. I have managed to get this hooked onto a lot of brush. I've managed to get this hooked onto rocks and all kinds of things, twigs, and it is fed just fine. It's either pulled just a tiny bit of a thread out, or there's just been nothing at all, where in some cases, if you'd done the same on other sun hoodies, it would have been a really bad situation. So it's durable. The trade-off is maybe a little bit warm. I have hiked probably over 50 miles in this exact sun hoodie, and I've been just fine. And I've probably been hiking in at least as high as 80, if not higher, degrees Fahrenheit. So I would say, considering all the trade-offs involved in wearing something like this in hotter weather, I'd say it's well worth getting. If you're not a fan of putting on the sunblock, making sure, if you're like me, you might be very fair-skinned where you just worry about this stuff. Now, the hoodie itself, the hood, does fit very nice. It is quite a large hood, and it does fit over my cap quite well. They've really done a great job at making sure you have enough coverage on the top so that even without a hat, you really have great coverage there, and it really fits. You don't feel like like it's too tight or too loose. It feels like it really sits just right where it's supposed to. Now, the one thing I will say about the hood is when you take the hood back, it's not a very structured fold, meaning it's not a V-neck. It's this kind of webbed structure here. So sometimes you'll have to deliberately fold this over for it to look uniform. And occasionally, if you're wearing a backpack or something and it grabs hold, sometimes it does tug and you have to kind of loosen it up from time to time. So that can be a little bit of a challenge, is just finding the right look here, because it can look sloppy quite easily. So you have to kind of just maybe keep an eye on it and just fold it over so it's nice and uniform. But other than that, that's really my only gripe is it would be nice if it was more of a V hood, but then of course you're not maximizing your protection. So you've got lots of great neck protection here, so that's probably not really a trade-off you want if you are looking to block the sun. The sleeves sit quite long. So it allows you, with these loops, it actually has built-in loops, which are kind of cool. I can show you that loop there, which you slip your thumb through. That really holds the sleeve in place while allowing you to move it down as far as you can to really continue protecting yourself from those rays, even right over the knuckles there. So that's a really neat feature, is the longer sleeves, the wider sleeves, to allow you to really get the maximum protection. I'm really in love with the fit. I think the fit is great. This is a large. I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds, and it seems to fit me just fine. It is tailored like many Arc'teryx garments out there. So if you're not a fan of the fitted, this is fairly tailored. Now the major thing, as I said, is it allows the moisture to escape and quickly evaporate. That really does help to mitigate your temperature, and it really does help in that regard. But again, overall, this still does fare on the slightly warmer side. So again, there is the trade-off. You're probably not going to want to wear this on extremely hot hikes. I'm in Arizona, so I'm probably not going to be hiking in extreme heat in this exact setup. But overall, highly recommend it. And I should end this by saying I have never, ever, ever been burned by the sun while wearing this. This does the job. If you have trouble with sun hoodies doing the job, this really does do what it says on the box. You will be absolutely fine in the harshest of sunlight, and I can promise you, you will not be burned at all. So check it out. This retails for about $90, so it's not a cheap investment, but again, it's just that. It's an investment. It's an investment in knowing that you will be protected from the sun. So thanks all. Go ahead and hit me up with a like or subscribe, and we'll see you next time.